Hello students, in the previous video we have discussed about general characters of pteridophytes. We shall move on towards gymnosperms which are more advanced than pteridophytes. Starting from algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, now comes gymnosperms which are advanced than bryophytes. Bryophyte as well as pteridophytes. In this video, we are going to discuss their general features as well as their life cycle. Okay, let us begin with their general characters. So, the plant body of gymnosperm. So, let me tell you the meaning of gymnosperms. So, gymno means the naked seeded plants. So, these plants are do not containing the seed coat, seed cover, that is fruit wall is not there. They are naked seeded plants. So, these are naked seeded. So, the plant body of gymnosperms is that is sporophyte. It is called as sporophyte. In case of pteridophytes also we have seen gametophyte, but here sporophyte is a dominant phase where it is differentiated into root, stem and leaf. And here, as I told you, ovules means future seeds. Ovules are nothing but they are the future seeds. They are not covered by ovary wall, means fruit wall. Means ovules are present without cover, that is ovary wall, means they are naked seeded. And with respect to their plant body, they are sporophyte, and majority of the plants are either they may be medium sized, tall trees, some are shrubs. The best example for tallest tree of a gymnosperm is Sequoia. Okay, this is also called as Ghent redwood tree. This is the tallest species of gymnosperm. Now, with respect to their occurrence, in a hilly areas, gymnosperms are found in a hilly areas. Okay, then the plants, as I told you, they are naked seeded, which are not enclosed within the fruit wall, both before as well as after the fertilization. Even before the fertilization, after the fertilization also, the ovules, seed remains naked. It is not encircled by ovary wall. Now, with respect to their vegetative character, so their plant body possess taproot system. As we know, taproot system is the dicotyledon character. Dicot plant possess taproot system, whereas monocot possess fibrous root system. This is one of the dicot character. So it produces taproot system. In some plants, in some species of gymnosperm, some plants roots are associated with fungi. See here, some roots of some plants are associated with the fungi called as mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza. So this is helpful for the fixation of the nitrogen. Along with that, in some example like cycas, in case of cycas, the roots are associated with the cyanobacteria. The roots of cycas, the roots are associated means they are closely related with the attached with the cyanobacteria, blue-green algae, to form a structure called coralloid. As this is a diagram of coralloid root. Means why here the knot-like structure, bulbous-like structure we are finding, because here the cyanobacteria are present in the roots of the cycas. Hence, then what is its role? Why they are found in a cyanobacteria found in a root? They are called coralloid root. So the main role of these cyanobacteria, the presence of cyanobacteria in a coralloid root, that helps in the nitrogen fixation. Even in mycorrhiza also the same function is carried. So thus most of the species of gymnosperm, they are associated with either cyanobacteria or mycorrhiza in order to fix the nitrogen. As I told you, their plant body, of course it is sporophyte. Its stem, when we consider, some of the species are branched, some are branched like pinus, and some are unbranched. Branch unbranched means the main stem possesses sub-branches, that is called branches. Example is pinus. Whereas unbranched means straight like a cycas. Cycas plant is an ornamental plant. It is cultivated in garden, even in park, botanical gardens, even in home yard also we can cultivate. This is one of the ornamental plant. For show plant, what we say, it is a show plant, cycas. Thus, the two different types of branching we come across in gymnosperm, that is in case of pinus branched and in unbranched in cycas. With respect to the leaves, what kind of leaves the gymnosperm possess? Gymnosperm possess two kinds of leaves, namely in case of cycas, pinnate. Pinna means a large leaf, lamina is large. Lamina is broad. Leaf lamina is broad. It is called pinnate. But in some example like pinus, they in conifers. So pinus comes under conifers. In some conifers, the leaves are not broad like normal leaves, but here the leaves are sharp needle-like. They are very sharp. Lamina is very narrow. Here there is no lamina at all. Only they look like a needle-like. But in case of cycas, the leaves are pinnate-like. Pinna means elongated with broad lamina. Now, with respect to their spores, gymnosperms are heterosporous. The meaning of heterosporous we know. What is the meaning of heterosporous? Heterosporous means the plant means the spores are of two types, either homosporous or heterosporous. But in heterosporous, two kinds of spores we come across. Hetero means two different types of spores, microspores as well as megaspores. If the two kinds of spores, micro as well as megaspores are present, then it is called as heterosporous condition. Okay, mega as well as microspores. The spores are produced. Where the spores are produced? The spores are produced within a bag-like structure called sporangia. And this sporangia, which are borne on, that is sporophyll. Phyll and a leaf. Phyll means leaf. So on the microspores are present on a leaf-like structure called microsporophyll. Remember this word. That is, spores are produced in the microsporangia. In turn, the sporangia are produced on the microsporophyll. Microsporophyll means microspores are very small spores. They are associated, present in the leafy-like structure called microsporophyll. And within a microsporophyll, small spores are produced. They are called microspores. These are also called as pollen grains. Microspores are also called as pollen grains. And these pollen grains or microspores germinate and give rise to male gametophyte. So, say a separate male gametophyte is going to form. This is with respect to male. Similarly, in a female also, megasporophyll we come across. As in case of male, microsporophyll. Likewise, megasporophyll means here mega means large size spore. It is present on here you can see a large megaspores. They are associated with the phyll means leaf-like structure, axis. So here megasporophyll produces megasporangia. Within a megasporangia, megaspores are produced. So these are the ovals or megaspores. Okay, so megasporophyll, mega means large, phyll means leaf, leafy-like structure produced. Megasporangia, where a bag-like structure within which megaspores are present, and megasporangia are borne on they are producing megaspores like this. It is also called as oval. So this is all about the asexual asexual phase of a gymnosperm. Now let us have the life cycle, the total life cycle of a that is gymnosperm. First we begin with the heterosporous condition. As I told you in the beginning only, heterosporous means presence of two kinds of spores, microspores, megaspores. If a male plant is there, then male plant, since the cycas is a dioecious plant. Dioecious means both male and female sex organs are present on two different plants. So the male produce male strobilus. Male produce male strobilus or male cone, and male cone produces male, that is microsporophyll. Male strobilus produce microsporophyll. Okay, this is a leaf-like structure, and that bears microsporangia. And microsporangia, within the bag-like structure, microspores are produced. The microspores are produced by reductional division, and these microspores germinate and give rise to a haploid male gametophyte. This haploid male gametophyte develops into male gamete. Male gametophyte produces male gamete. Now this is with respect to male. Here with respect to female, as the female plant, female cycas plant, take for examples, female plant produces female strobilus, female core, and that produced on the that is strobilus consists of a compactly arranged megasporophyll, and crowns of megasporophyll, female megasporophyll, they are born on a megasporangia. So this has megasporangia, and megasporangia is a bag-like structure within which megaspores are produced. Megaspores are larger in their size, and megaspore directly develop into female gametophyte, and this female gametophyte give rise to the female gamete. So female gametophyte give rise to that produces female that bears female gamete, and here the female gamete, male gamete, both are going to fuse together to form fertilization. After fertilization, that is syngamy, zygote, which is diploid in nature. This diploid zygote is formed. This undergo mitotic division and give rise to embryo. So embryo is a future plant. Okay, this embryo develops into seed, naked seed. This is how seeds with naked seeds are produced in the gymnosperm. So this is all about the life cycle of what that is gymnosperm. And when we see the examples of a gymnosperm, the cycas, that includes cycas, pinus, netum. These are the major examples comes under gymnosperm. If we see their classification, it is not here. You can go through the reader. There you will come to know there are three classes comes under gymnosperm, namely Psychodopsida. Psychodopsida include cycas, Coniferopsida include pinus, Netopsida includes netum. Thus, Psychodopsida, Coniferopsida, Netopsida. So, three different classes are coming under gymnosperm. This is all about general features and life cycle of a gymnosperm. So, only these points are enough to remember from the exam point of view. It's very important.